Okay, good morning. My name is Dennis, D-E-N-N-I-S. Last name is Flynn, F-L-Y-N-N, and I'm a commander for the Commerce City Police Department. I'm here to give you the details to the incident as we know them to be true as of right now. At 6:58 this morning, the Commerce City Police Department received numerous calls of shots being fired in the area of 113th and Iola Street. We were told that the suspect vehicle was a white pickup truck with a black stripe occupied by a male subject. Very soon after that, officers were in the area of 104th and Potomac and saw the vehicle there. It was traveling eastbound. Several officers went to stop the vehicle. The vehicle failed to yield to the officers and continued eastbound, and in the next intersection got into a traffic accident. When the officers got out to contact the subject, we know that there was a shooting, and immediately after the shooting, the officers engaged in life-saving measures. The subject unfortunately was pronounced at the scene. We know that nobody else was injured in the incident. None of the officers were injured, and right now the Adams County Critical Incident Team is conducting a follow-up investigation.
Was there a gun found at the scene?
There was a gun found, a firearm that was recovered. The officers reported that the suspect had a firearm, and there has been a firearm that's been located at the scene.
Was that suspect shooting at officers? Was there an exchange of gunfire?
Right now, we don't know. It's very preliminary. I don't know how many officers engaged in gunfire or how many gunshots that the suspect fired.
Do you know anything about the initial incident at 6:58 there? Did it involve an ex-girlfriend, ex-spouse, or anything like that? Was there a domestic violence nature to it?
All we know right now at this time, and they're conducting their follow-up investigation, all we know right now is that there was multiple people that called in that said that there was multiple shots that were fired, and were so concerned that brought the heavy police response.
And at 113th and Iola, forgive me, I don't know that area. I take it it's a neighborhood much like what we have out here. Can you describe it?
Yes, sir. It's just a residential area, and which is why, as the officers were already up in that general area, is why they were on scene so quick to be able to see the suspect vehicle.
And nobody was hurt in that situation, and it was just the only victim in this, or the only person who was shot in this is this man?
The only person that's been injured right now is the deceased.
Okay.
Are you releasing his name?
Well, I don't have his name right now. I know that they will be releasing that very shortly.
Yeah. Do you know anything about his past? Have you had any contact with the...
I literally do not even, I don't know his name. I don't have any of those details right now. We do know that there were several officers that were here, but again, to say how many officers fired or how many rounds, I do not have any of that information yet.
When you have shots fired in a neighborhood like at 113th and Iola, though, that's got to be concerning for your officers responding, I imagine.
Exceptionally concerning, and of course our biggest concern is the safety to the community. When the officers got up here, and immediately after the incident, we, as a precautionary, we put the area on a lockdown, but that's just to make sure that everybody stays safe. We are confident to say that there is only one person that we know that was involved, and that there is no other threats to the community.
And forgive me if you said this, but do you know how many officers fired their weapons?
I do not know yet. I know that there are several officers on scene. I do not know how many officers fired.
Can you describe this area? What kind of traffic impacts has this had so far?
The area that the officers initially were dispatched to is a residential area. Unfortunately, 104th is a highly traveled area. Thankfully, it was early enough in the morning and the vehicle description stood out, which is why the officers were able to locate that vehicle relatively quickly.
The officers who were involved in this, where are they now, and what's the protocol from this point forward?
So the officers, like I said, the investigators from the Adams County Critical Incident Team, they're going to do the investigation so that way it remains impartial, and those officers are being interviewed by the investigators.
And again, you don't know, forgive me if you said this, whether in fact the suspect got a couple shots off?
I don't know. There a lot of radio traffic that comes out. There's a lot of information that initially goes out. One of the jobs of the investigators is to verify that information. So to say anything more than that right now, we just certainly don't know.
How long will the scene be like this?
I anticipate that this area is going to be shut down for the next at least several hours. They're going to have to come out here and do all their forensics and photograph the scene. So we want to make sure that everything's documented. So I anticipate it'll be shut down for several hours.
And are you planning on canvassing neighborhoods and talking to neighbors, or is that going to be part of the investigation?
As part of the investigation, they're going to do that in several areas. They're going to do it in the area that the incident first occurred at 113th and Iola. They'll do it in the area that the officers attempted the car stop, and they'll also canvass the entire area where the shooting occurred.